officers think the kids and their mother ingested some sort of cleaning fluid. They have been blocking off cars that have been coming through. You can hear them chanting now. This is a storm drain. Part of it's covered with blocks of snow, creating a problem when it comes to draining these. That means the jury believes that the prosecution was able to show that he had premeditated. This is all part of the roof that flew off. You can see it bent as well. But the group's president says more walkouts could happen at any moment. Titus is entitled to more than $1 million. That's $50,000 for every year he spent in prison.
Say a minute 48.
Stop! That's exactly what I wrote. That's exactly what I wrote, yes. And investigators are still trying to pinpoint what caused this pipeline to break. They weren't able to say if these fields around us would be farmable come next year. Police say they believe the suspected shooter was holding his 6-year-old daughter hostage inside after shooting his wife. Kalamazoo police say they've seized 325 guns just this year. And overnight, Israeli forces fought back as soldiers battled Hamas fighters. This is the first time we're able to see much of the scene where all of this occurred. I asked how many shots they might have heard. They weren't able to tell me, but did say when police arrived to the scene, they counted 8 evidence markers. Prosecutors tell me he refused to testify against his brother. That's why that deal was voided. A lot of unanswered questions tonight, like how he made it all the way to Kalamazoo and why he targeted our station. If you could make salad taste like chocolate. I would be in good shape. I'm having too much fun out here, can you tell? There are more than 80 vendors expected here, tons of live music, tons of animals. There was not a dry eye tonight. A massive amount of people gathering here, circled around these 3 crosses, remembering those 3 students that were killed Monday night. It was a somber experience, moments of silence broken up by spouts of sobs. A campus trying to internalize what happened just 48 hours ago. Brothers of the Phi Delta Theta fraternity pick each other up this evening. Red eyes, tight hugs, and angry cries. A remarkable sense of sadness as this group of men and a campus of 50,000 try to make sense of something senseless.
It doesn't make sense. It will never make sense. And that's the part that just really sucks.
Together, they lay down a Phi Delta flag, flowers, and a lone Miller Lite in honor of their brother, Brian Frazier. He was killed 2 nights ago when a 43-year-old gunman opened fire on Michigan State University's campus. Also killed, juniors Alexandria Verner and Ariel Anderson.
This campus has always just felt different to me. It just felt like home, like nothing really could happen here.
Around them, a crowd of thousands begin to form. A vigil centered around 3 crosses, one for each victim.
I think this will help in different ways for different people.
The silence is deafening. Moments of relief come in sobs and songs.
It feels empty but whole. I think us as individuals feel very empty. We all feel very alone. But then yet when you saw all these people here tonight, we all came together as a community and we saw that we're not alone.
They watch as Michigan Governor Gretchen Whitmer makes her way through the thousands of people and lays down a bouquet of flowers. Then they listen as she stands in front of them and promises to take action.
Holding each other's hands, calling in tips.
I'm just really hoping we're going to be the start of the real change.
In closing, Whitmer referenced a quote from Alexandria in her high school yearbook. Today may be hard, but tomorrow will be better. The vigil ended with speeches from students and staff members. 5 other students shot are in critical condition tonight. Police say they will not be releasing their names. It's difficult to walk through this neighborhood. Roofs caved in, windows boarded up, and yards covered in tree limbs and debris. But we did see a few smiles amid the chaos this afternoon. Neighbors helping neighbors and Comstock Park's high school varsity football team putting in an extra workout, cleaning up piles like this before their first game of the season. It's not a football and it's not a big game, but these throws from Comstock Park's varsity football team are going a long way for a community that needs it.
I've never seen anything like it. It's just terrible to think like what some of these families have had to go through overnight and into the morning. And we're trying to lighten their load.
They were supposed to meet at the school for some team bonding exercises ahead of their first football game. Instead, they piled in cars and came here to a neighborhood on Sandtrap and Scottview Drives, helping families clean up their homes, their yards, their neighborhood.
There's people that need help, so we dropped our plans. We cleared our schedule for the next several hours.
Just a few miles away in Alpine Township,
And this is all of our product.
Shay Miller is trying to help salvage what little is left of her parents' family-owned business.
I don't see enough for how many buildings were here.
Just yesterday, this was Backyard Fun Zone. Today, it's a pile of broken slides, basketball hoops, and trampolines.
It's hard to kind of see everything that my family's worked for this way. This was the first store, so that's why it's kind of hitting a little bit harder.
It'll take days of cleanup.
This is terrible.
But with a lot of teamwork and a quick break to catch a football game,
I think this will hit home when they put on the jersey and see Comstock Park across the front of it. They know the people that we represent.
this community says it's nothing they can't handle. Now, the team says that their high school did not have power around noon today. As of right now, their game is still set to kick off tonight at 7 against Tri-County. The two neighbors both say there's bad blood. They've been in a property dispute for 20 years. This body camera video I'm about to show you shows Gregory Miller telling a deputy that his neighbor, William Cracker, was using a chainsaw too close to his home, and he was tired of the noise and says he wants him to die. William Cracker takes Van Buren County Deputy Gabe Weekly back to his tractor.
Let me see the back of your head real quick, just to make sure.
It's what he says he tried to hide under when his neighbor Gregory Miller came up behind him and started beating him.
And I didn't hear him come up to me. He grabbed me by the left shoulder and swung me around. His first hit, I think, was here, and then I went down on the ground.
Cracker says he was hit about 50 times and repeatedly dragged out from under the tractor.
And he said he's going to kill me. And he said he was going to kill my daughter and the grandkids.
Weekly asks Cracker multiple times if he needs medical assistance before leaving his home and heading straight to Miller's.
I already know why you're here.
Noticeably intoxicated, Miller struggles to explain the incident, eventually telling the deputy Cracker is always doing things to annoy him, and he takes it personally.
We basically hate each other. Okay. He wants me to die. I know he does. I want him to die.
A few minutes later, he asks the deputy how he could legally kill Cracker.
When I go, I have prostate cancer. When I go, guess who's going to go with me? Guess who's going to go with me? I'm going to die of cancer anyway.
Miller says Cracker didn't fight back.
If he does not stay away from me, we're both going to go up there.
Deputy Weekly then putting him in handcuffs and placing him in his cruiser where he gives him a breathalyzer. Miller blows 3 times the legal limit.
Are you on probation?
No.
You're just in AA?
I'm just an alcoholic.
On the ride to jail, Miller tells the deputy he's been arrested once before, 3 decades ago, for drinking and driving. And Miller was booked at the Van Buren County Jail, where the sheriff says he told deputies once he gets out, he'll go right back to kill his neighbor. He was arraigned and charged with assault with intent to murder and given a $1 million bond.